want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
That just gets better every time I see it, folks, and it only gets worse from here. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel, where we talk about shit hitting the fan and what you might want to consider. I don't tell you what to do. I don't tell you what to believe. I don't tell you what to think. We just talk about shit, folks. And it is crazy out there. And it's my opinion that it only gets worse from here. Now, I got a fantastic PayPal donation from Kevin P. And I want to use part of his message to talk about what's going on and how you and I ought to be looking at our future. Our futures, folks, used to be, what am I going to do this weekend? Where am I taking the family on vacation? What kind of career am I going to have? What kind of retirement am I going to have? Those kind of questions today seem a little odd. Like, really, retirement with the government spending everyone's so-called Social Security, with everyone's 401ks, individual retirement accounts, kind of jacked up on a Wall Street that's just being pumped full of, well, modern monetary theory cash in order to make it look great. It is extremely questionable, extremely dicey out there, folks. It only gets worse from here. It's not going to get better, folks. Now, what we do about that, where we go, is completely up to you. Your life, your station, your role, your income, your geographic location, everything plays into this. Everything. Now, Kevin P., right? He brought up an interesting point in his comments, his little personal note to me. And I thought, you know what? If you guys do have questions, comments, or ideas, you can share them when you do a PayPal to me. And if it strikes me as a really good topic, I'll talk about it. It'll become part of the show or the entire context of the show. So let's get to Kevin's comment, because that one is going to really reverberate home. He says, "Hi, John. I don't catch many live shows, but I do download them and then watch them at work." Apparently, you can watch and listen at work. What a great job. But that job is changing. He says, "I'm building them overpriced new Dodge pickups." Says, "I only have a few years left until retirement, and these crazy people in charge really have me on edge with this possible forcing of the Jim Jones juice. Thanks for all the info you provide. Very much appreciated." And thank you, Kevin, for the donation. You keep the lights on in Studio B. You keep the spam in the pantry. All of you do. Thank you all very much for supporting us. Now, this idea of employers telling us how to live our lives, is that why so many people are like, you know what? I'm not going back to work. Screw it. I'll live with friends. I'll live with family. I'll live with, whatever. I'm not working. Screw it. I don't care. Kick me out. See, folks, this is the John Galting of the world. The belief by the government that you demand to work is one that is very false indeed. It used to be that Americans and human beings would do anything for a good job. They would go to the government and demand good jobs. That's why they formed unions, trade unions, to make sure good jobs are available with good wages, etc. Now people are like, you know what? I just quit. I walk away. That is completely what is in the book Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, where people just say, screw it, and they pack up and they leave where they live. Now, the book doesn't really go on to where they move to, but I think modern times today would give us some good indication of where people are going to, because this country is not unified. Europe isn't unified. Individual nations aren't unified within, and that is very true for the United States of America, where some states are going radically socialist and other states are saying, you know what, hold on, we're not going there. And so people in the United States of America have an option where to go. They're walking away. They're either staying in their homes or they're leaving outright. And these companies cannot produce the products they're supposed to produce. Sadly, folks, a lot of jobs have to do with food production. Now, again, gladly or happily, I should say, the areas that grow more food are in the South, where agricultural conditions are more conducive to producing high yields, quality foods. And that includes both protein, meat, as well as vegetables. But here we are, right? We've got Kevin here, and he says, you know what? I only have a few years left. But these crazy bastards are trying to push us to get these shots. So who do these corporations think they are? Whether they're big or small. Well, they feel like they've got a big brother standing behind them, backing them up. Oh yeah, big brother, folks. I said the words. Government thinks it can tell its little brothers, businesses, corporations, what to do. And those corporations, in order to stay in the good graces of the government, push on the mandates, push on what the government wants. We're at a very nasty place in human history, folks, and it only gets worse from here. We're at a nasty place where people are scratching their head going, wait a minute, I thought you didn't have to show papers unless a crime was committed. Now you can be stopped for any reason. Now a business can demand to see your papers or fire you. You have to prove to them that you've satisfied not any real health standard, but the company's health standard. Now you have to reveal your medical history to them or they can fire you. I thought HIPAA laws said you cannot do that. You cannot demand as an employer to know someone's health. And that's completely being ignored by the government, by companies, by the mainstream media. Folks, if you think they're done, think again. If you think they're going to be satisfied with stopping at the store you want to enter, if you think they're going to stop at the business you work at, think again. They will be coming to your door. They will. And they will knock. They're going to knock at your door in many jurisdictions. And they're going to want to see everyone who lives there. They're going to want to see your papers. And if they're done with that, they're going to do exactly what they're doing to Kevin. And that is possibly forcing people to take their solution, if you will. Solution is interesting. It has a couple of different meanings. A solution can be the course of, I have to be careful in my words. It can be a course of actions taken to accomplish a goal. The solutions. And the solution can also be ingredients dissolved in a liquid, a liquid solution. In this case, everything the government is prescribing is a solution to what they see as a problem. Around the world, the elites, bankers, corporate moguls, central banks, governments all see population as a problem. And in order to solve the overpopulation issue, the human issue, they need a solution, a course of events that solve their problem. And apparently they're doing that with a solution, a number of ingredients suspended in a liquid. And the solution is now known as the Jim Jones juice. And Jim Jones being that religious leader, a charismatic leader who convinced his people in the United States to leave the country, right, leave the plantation, and join him, and then he had them drink Kool-Aid that was laced with poison. Once again, another solution within a solution. Folks, this is not going to get better. I know that the Supreme Court is supposed to make some decisions here, but that will not stop the effort to continue to push this down people's throat. Now, it turns out, that according to TMZ, Betty White suffered a stroke several days before her death. So that kind of explains why she had someone watching her in her sleep. Now, you get to decide what gave the little old lady her condition. Was it just that she was really old? Betty White was almost 100. Or was it that her really old immune system did not stand a chance against a very new, nasty solution that we're all being presented with? Makes you wonder, makes you think. For a lot of us, people like Kevin, very upsetting. He's only got a few years that he's got to duke it out with these people. And then he's like, you know what? Now I get my retirement. Well, good for you, Kevin. I hope you do get it. Not the solution, but your retirement. At the same time, people are walking away from jobs, walking away from the vested time they put into companies. They're like, you know what? Walk away. I'm going to walk away from any of my retirement funds because I would rather be alive and healthy, living in my own world, right? The world of freedom and liberty, than put up with these tyrants demanding I accept their solution and then I inject their solution into my life. Where do you stand? At what point do you draw a line? It sounds to me like Kevin and many of us are very worried about where that line is. With Kevin, he's on edge with the possibility. We know of people setting themselves on fire, committing suicide, because they cannot handle the fact that their lives are being destroyed by the very government that is supposed to be protecting their lives. The institutions of government are supposed to serve us. Instead, they appear to be self-serving. Folks, shit has hit the fan. At the very least, you need to have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. You need that at the very least. And there's going to be troubles bigger than that beside. But at the very least, be prepared for interruptions in your life. Not just your job, folks, but the very things that keep us alive. Ordered society, if you will, civilization, is being threatened by these Nimrods in charge, because they want to put their solution on us. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Are you willing to stand up for yourself? Or are you trapped in a job, in a home, in a life that doesn't allow you any flexibility? See, that's what they like. They want you to feel hemmed in, like you don't have any choice. You always have a choice. Always. What is your choice? Will you be a sheep? Hey, folks, if you're a sheep, you're a sheep. I don't hold that against you. That's just the choice you've made. Or did you take the red pill? Wake up. And are you ready to make hard decisions about where you live, what job you have, your lifestyle, your role in life? This is all about being prepared. If you recognize that shit has hit the fan, if you see the problems out there, then you are in a position to improvise and adapt to it. And if you think about it that way, my life is not over. I'm just going to make some very important changes. That's a much better attitude to have than, oh my God, my life is over. I'm going to kill myself. I don't want anyone to do that. I want you to see this as an opportunity to improve yourself and improve your life. And many people are doing that, folks. By the thousands, if not millions, are leaving blue cities and blue states for freedom. They're John Galting out of their old life. They're improvising, they're adapting, they're overcoming, and having their own solution to the problems created and exacerbated by idiots in Washington, D.C. and these elite knuckleheads. Free states, folks, like Texas, Arizona, Florida, are emerging at the forefront of liberty and freedom. And we need to continue to support them, those that run those states, and yell at them at the top of our lungs, to never stop fighting for freedom. You can't just say, great job, Governor DeSantis, and then leave him alone. He needs to be continually yelled at to keep doing the right thing. Same with Governor Abbott, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Legislators, judges, governors, mayors, they all need to be yelled at politely to keep fighting for freedom. Again, folks, it only gets worse from here. It is 2022. We have massive elections. We have massive court decisions. We have massive medical issues. We have massive military issues. And we're starting to see the evil, right? We're starting to see the government take the velvet glove off of an iron fist that they want to pound on us with to make us accept their solution. That is not a democracy, folks. Democracy doesn't force anyone. Well, maybe it does when enough people, when a majority votes to give everyone else the iron fist, then you see the failures of democracy and understand why we need a constitutional republic that protects the minority from the tyranny of the majority, that protects the government from the encroachment of socialism, communism, and despotism. We don't want a monarchy, folks. We don't want some little old doddering fool in the White House mandating anything to you. It only gets worse from here. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Start working on your own solution. Be prepared. I'll see you soon. We got a lot to talk about. Godspeed, Semper Fi.